Hey, what's cracking, everybody, man? It's your boy Jason Yamamoto. Sorry for the darkness. It's really getting dark. It's only at like 4:33, but I want to try to make this video as fast as possible before it gets too dark. So a lot of people have been asking me that they're having issues with their ASVAB. All right, I've been a teacher, I've been an instructor, and a student, of course. I'm still in college and stuff like that. And I think what's most important about taking a test is practicing taking a test. See, I wasn't the brightest student in high school. As a matter of fact, I got out of high school with C's and D's. No BS. I wasn't the A kid because I was disinterested in high school. I was just done with fucking that life, and I wanted to move forward. And I went to college. I did fairly well in college. I think I got like A's and B's on my first semester. Now I dipped out, right? I went and joined the Army. But when I came in the Army, I had a 50 ASVAB score, right? So I didn't really score the highest, but I didn't score the lowest. I really came in at where the average people came in at, 50. If you came below that, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I'm not making fun of anybody. So a lot of people are having issues with the ASVAB scores, like they're coming in too low on their assessment, or they already took their ASVAB and they came in low on that one, and they're kind of disappointed. So you guys want real fucking advice on how to increase your ASVAB score. So many of your ASVAB scores can be increased with the ASVAB prep book, right? The test prep book. Now, a lot of your recruiters are telling you, hey, you got to get this book and you got to fucking study it, and you're going to get a better score, and then you're going to take the test again, and then you're going to join the Army. And some of you guys are like, okay, maybe, not really. See, when I used to be a recruiter assistant, right? When I used to be a recruiter assistant, we would invest, me and my main recruiter, we would invest money into buying a tutor, right? We split $200 each. Because the tutor that we had was $400 a month. He would come in and he would teach between 6 to 7, or 6 to 7 every evening. We would be there, me and the other recruiter would take turns every other night, like Monday through like Wednesday or some shit. And like these fucking recruits would come in, and at that time they would be taught the stuff from the ASVAB, and they would practice the test over and over until they got better at it. See, the problem with a lot of people, like I said earlier, is that they're intimidated with tests. They're intimidated with the idea they're going to take a test and they're going to fail. So the first thing they think when they're going to take the test is more psychological than anything, and they already have the idea that they already failed the test, or they're not going to do well because they've never done well in anything in their life. So that's the number one thing here in the United States Army, is that we take plenty of tests. We encourage, straightening of the mind, the body, the spirit. And what you guys don't understand is that the Army will continue to test you, whether it be physically or mentally. We have a lot of schools, we have a lot of certificates for you to do. So you have to pass the ASVAB, and the only way you're going to get better at it if you practice the assessment, the one that your recruiter has on his computer, and then you take the ASVAB prep book test, the ones they have on the prep book, and you practice those tests. You gotta practice what they have on the materials, and you gotta find out what your weaknesses are. If you suck at mechanics, you gotta work on your mechanics. If you suck on your fucking algebra, you got to work on your algebra. If you suck on your English, you got to practice your English. And that's the whole purpose of us hiring those tutors. So if your recruiter doesn't get you a tutor, and not all recruiters are alike, okay? If he can't get you a recruiter, a tutor, you got to go out there and get yourself a tutor. Invest $400. I promise you, they're not that expensive. And I know you might be broke and you're looking for a job, but I promise you can find $400 real easy, man. You got to put some work into it. All right, go get a part-time job or something and get that fucking tutor. And then once you pass the ASVAB, you join the Army, you're gonna be just fine. We're gonna pay you, right? So, what's most important is to get a decent score, which is 50 and above. Anything 50 and below, you're gonna kind of struggle finding a good job in the Army. Okay, so like I said, the whole point of the prep book is to see where your weaknesses are. Your assessment tells you what your weaknesses are, and that's what you got to work on. Okay, so in my honest opinion, you got to practice the test over and over and over, right? Until you get confident. Confidence is key to passing almost any test, all right? Like I said, you have to really read the material, okay? So what I want you guys to do is get the ASVAB test prep book, right? And just practice the test that's inside the prep book, okay? It's really going to help you guys out, really will. And if you're unmotivated, go get yourself a tutor. I promise the tutor will help you. When we got that tutor, man, we were struggling to get. We would get like candidates all the time, but getting them to pass the ASVAB was the hardest part, because they would freeze at the test, or they would fail the test, or something, right? Something they just couldn't pass. But when we got that tutor, man, fucking magic happened, right? For every like 5 fucking candidates we get, potential recruits, fucking 4 would go in. And 1, of course, wouldn't pass background or some crazy shit like that, or you get scared and fucking flake on us. But ASVAB wise, we were bringing them in like nothing, man. I'm telling you, it works. So go get your fucking ASVAB test prep book. Go get yourself a a tutor. And hopefully it will help you guys out. I promise it will. You gotta really try it. So if you guys got any more questions about it, it's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and I'll talk to you guys later.